She took everything after my diagnosis. I took back my life. I didn't sign up for this. That's what the text said. Just 5 words, under a screenshot of our empty joint account. My name is Richard, 32 years old, head mechanic at Carter's Garage in Boise. 4 hours earlier, I'd been in a doctor's office, hearing words like lymphoma, and treatment options, and survival rates. Stage 2. Treatable, but a long road ahead. I called Sarah from the parking lot. Told her to meet me at home so we could talk. She said she was busy. Had errands. Would be back later. When I got home, half the closet was empty. Her suitcase gone. Wedding photo gone from the nightstand. Then the text came, along with the screenshot showing she'd transferred our entire savings, $38 we'd saved over 5 years, to an account with only her name. I stared at the message for a full minute. Typed back 2 words. Take care. Then I put my phone down, opened a beer, and sat on our back porch watching the sunset. Didn't cry. Didn't throw anything. Just sat there, feeling everything change. The cancer I could face. The betrayal was something else. Mike from next door saw me sitting there and walked over to the fence. Everything okay? Saw Sarah speed out earlier with her car packed. Got some health news, I said. She didn't take it well. Mike nodded, not pushing. Let me know if you need anything. Karen makes a great casserole. Appreciate it, I said. After he left, I went inside and pulled out the folder my Uncle Tom had given me last month. He'd retired from estate planning last year but still helped out. When my grandfather passed in February and left me a small piece of land near Coeur d'Alene, Tom had helped me sort the paperwork. Everyone needs their affairs in order, he'd said. Especially when you're married. Protect each other. I'd started the process. Updated my will. Listed Sarah as co-owner on the '69 Camaro I'd restored, though I hadn't filed the final paperwork with the DMV yet. Set up a separate account at a different bank for the land sale money when that went through. All to protect us. To protect her. Funny how things turn out. I picked up my phone and called Tom. When he answered, I said, "Remember that talk about estate planning? I need to make changes." There was a pause. "Everything okay, Richard?" "No," I said, "but it will be." I met Sarah at my friend Jake's wedding in 2016. She was a paralegal at a law firm in downtown Boise. Smart, funny, beautiful. We moved in together 6 months later. Married the year after. The first few years were good. We saved for a house. Bought a fixer-upper in a nice neighborhood. I spent weekends replacing cabinets, refinishing floors, installing new pipes. Sarah picked paint colors and furniture. Posted before and after photos online. Called us a home improvement team. My dad died when I was 13. Mom raised me and my sister on a teacher's salary. Taught us to work hard, live simply, and always have a backup plan. After Mom passed 2 years ago, that backup plan became even more important. Sarah came from a different world. Her parents paid for everything: college, new cars, even part of our house down payment. They never understood why she married a mechanic. Her dad, a big shot lawyer, always introduced me as Sarah's husband instead of using my name. Looking back, I see the cracks started early. 3 months ago, Sarah started talking about moving to Portland. Said there were better jobs there. I didn't want to go, my job was steady. We had friends. The house was almost paid off. She got quiet after those talks. Distant. Spent more time with people I didn't know. Then came the little comments that hurt more than they should have. Don't you want to do more with your life than fix cars? My college friend's husband just got a big promotion. They're buying a lake house. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd moved to Denver after college. I ignored the signs. Told myself every marriage has tough spots. That we'd work it out. When I found a business card for an apartment complex in Portland in her purse, I didn't say anything. Just quietly called Tom to talk about updating our legal papers. Started listing our assets, just in case. 2 weeks later, I went to the doctor for what I thought was a bad cold. Found swollen lymph nodes instead. Then the blood tests, the biopsy. The night before my final diagnosis, Sarah and I ate dinner at our kitchen table. She talked about a coworker's new job. I watched her, wondering if she'd see the worry in my eyes. "Everything okay?" she finally asked. "Yeah," I lied. "Just tired." She nodded and kept eating. Didn't ask more. Didn't really look at me. That should have told me everything. 3 days after Sarah left, I started chemotherapy. The first session was rougher than I expected. The nurse showed me to a recliner, hooked up the IV, and asked if my ride was waiting. Took an Uber. I said, "My wife's out of town." She gave me a look I couldn't read, then patted my arm. "First one's the hardest. You'll get through." I nodded, not trusting my voice. Hadn't told anyone except Mike next door that Sarah was gone for good. Not just out of town. Saying it out loud would make it too real. Too painful. When I got home, there was a casserole on my porch with a note from Mike's wife. "Made extra. Enjoy." I knew it was a kind lie, but I was grateful. I tried to eat, but couldn't keep it down. Ended up on the bathroom floor, sweating and shaking, alone. That night, I called my sister Emily in Salem. Told her everything, the cancer, Sarah, the money. She wanted to come right away. I asked her to wait. Needed to figure things out first. The next morning, I called my bank. Found out Sarah had emptied our accounts 40 minutes after I called her from the doctor's office. Before she even knew the details. Just knew I was sick. And that was enough for her to leave. Something changed inside me. The sadness turned into something else. Not anger. Purpose. I drove to Tom's house that afternoon. Brought all our financial papers. Property records. Everything. "She can't just take your money like that," he said, looking at the statements. "Joint account." I reminded him. "Her name's on it too." Tom took off his glasses. "Richard, what she did wasn't just mean. It might be illegal. Taking all the money when she knows you're sick. Knowing you'll have medical bills. Can I prove she knew?" He thought for a moment. "Phone records show you called her right after your appointment. The bank statement shows when she transferred the money. If you documented your diagnosis date." I showed him the text she'd sent. "I didn't sign up for this." Tom's face hardened. "That's pretty clear. We spent 3 hours planning. The Camaro title change. The land sale. My medical insurance and treatment costs. Documenting everything. When I left Tom's house, my phone buzzed. Email from Sarah's cousin Laura, who'd always been nice to me. "Richard, I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. I don't know what Sarah's thinking. I'm here if you need anything." I stared at the message for a long time. Then replied, "Does Sarah know about my diagnosis?" Laura's response came fast. "Yes. She told everyone you have cancer but said she couldn't deal with it and needed a new start." My family's shocked. This isn't right. I thanked her and put my phone away. Drove home with the windows down, feeling the summer air. For the first time since the diagnosis, I felt clear. I knew what I needed to do. 2 weeks into treatment, I got a letter from Sarah's lawyer. She wanted a divorce. Said it was irreconcilable differences. Wanted to be off the mortgage but asked for half the house's value. Said nothing about the money she'd taken. Nothing about my illness. I took the letter to Tom. "Pretty bold," he said, reading it. "Takes all your savings knowing you're sick. Then wants half the house too. What should I do?" "Don't reply yet," Tom said. "Let's see how far she wants to push this." The next day, I got a text from a number I didn't know. "Richard, it's Sarah. This is my new number. I know you're upset, but we need to sort this out. My lawyer says I'm entitled to half the house." I didn't answer. 3 days later, another text. "Richard, acting like a kid won't help. I know you're going through stuff, but I have rights too. Going through stuff, like cancer, was just a bad day." I blocked the number. My third chemo session was tough. Couldn't eat for 2 days. Lost 12 pounds. Emily came up from Salem. Stayed for a week. Cleaned the house. Filled the freezer with meals. Drove me to appointments. The day before she left, we got another letter from Sarah's lawyer. More demands. More talk about what I owed her. Emily was mad. After what she did, she's lucky you haven't sued her for the money she took. "We'll get there," I said. The next week, I got a certified letter from the bank. Sarah had tried to remove my name from our joint credit cards but couldn't without my signature. She'd also tried to access our safe deposit box, the one with the house deed, the Camaro title, and my grandfather's will. The bank stopped her because she didn't have the second key. My key. I called Tom right away. "She's getting desperate," he said. "Probably realized she left things undone." "What's my next step?" "Close that safe deposit box. Move everything to a new one in your name only. And it's time to file the Camaro title change." I took a sick day, though every day felt like one now. Went to the bank. Closed the box. Opened a new one. Went to the DMV. Removed Sarah's name from the Camaro title that hadn't been finalized. That night, another text from a new number. You changed the Camaro title? That car is half mine. You put my name on it. I stared at the message. How did she know so fast? I'd only filed the paperwork that morning. Then it hit me. She must have someone at the DMV or bank telling her what I was doing. I called Tom. I think she has help. Someone's watching my moves. Tom was quiet for a moment. Her dad has connections. Wouldn't surprise me. What do I do? Give them false information. Tom said. Let's set a trap. The next day, I called the realtor handling my grandfather's land sale near Coeur d'Alene. Asked her to pause the process. Made sure to say I was looking at other ways to sell assets. Then I called my investment bank, where I had a small 401k from an old job. Asked about early withdrawal options. Said I was thinking about all possibilities because of medical bills. I waited to see what Sarah would do. 2 days later, her lawyer sent a new letter asking for a share of any money from the sale of inherited property, and a fair split of retirement accounts. Tom smiled when I showed him the letter. She fell for it. Now what? I asked. Now we show our hand. He said. I spent the next month focusing on my health. The treatments were hard, but the doctors were hopeful. My hair was gone. I'd lost 30 pounds, but my test results were getting better. Emily visited every other weekend. Mike and Karen from next door checked on me every day. My boss cut my hours but kept my health insurance active. I was getting by, both with the cancer and Sarah's betrayal. Some days were worse than others. Some nights I woke up reaching for someone who wasn't there. But mostly, I stayed focused on the next step. The next treatment. The next move in this game Sarah had started. Tom called on a Tuesday morning. We got records from her bank. Guess what she did with your money? Tell me. Transferred it to a new account. Then wrote a $30 check to her parents. I sat down. Why would she do that? To hide it. Probably. Make it harder to track or get back. Can she do that? No, Tom said. That's what's great. She moved joint money during your medical crisis. Then tried to hide it through her parents. A judge won't like that. I thought about it. I don't want a long court fight. Tom, I don't have the strength for that. It won't go that far. Once her lawyer sees our evidence, they'll settle. 2 days later, I was leaving treatment when I saw a familiar car in the hospital parking lot. Black Audi. Sarah's father. He was sitting in the driver's seat, watching the hospital entrance, watching for me. I walked to his car, knocked on the window. He rolled it down, face calm like the lawyer he was. Richard, you look unwell. Cancer does that. Why are you here? Sarah's worried. Says you're being difficult about the divorce. I almost laughed. Difficult? She's willing to be fair. Considering your condition, a fair split of assets, including the house. After she took all our money? After she left the day I was diagnosed? He looked uneasy. She was upset, emotional. People make mistakes. This wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. He sighed. Richard, be realistic. You're sick. You need to focus on getting better. Not fighting a legal battle you can't afford. That's when it clicked. They thought I was desperate. Thought I was broke after Sarah took our money. Thought I'd take any deal to avoid a fight. They didn't know about the land sale. Didn't know I'd removed Sarah's name from the Camaro title. Didn't know I documented everything. Tell Sarah I'll have my answer to her lawyer by Friday. I said, walking away. Richard, he called. Don't make this harder than it needs to be. I didn't look back. On Thursday, I met with Tom and the real estate lawyer he'd brought in, Lisa Wong. We went over everything. The bank records showing Sarah's withdrawal right after my diagnosis. Her text message. Laura's statement confirming Sarah knew about my cancer. The check to her parents. This is clear financial abandonment, Lisa said. Plus, trying to hide marital assets. No judge will like this. What's our move? I asked. We file our own divorce action. She said. We show abandonment during a medical crisis, financial misconduct, and hiding assets. We ask for full recovery of the money plus legal fees. Will it work? Lisa smiled. I've never seen a stronger case. But I don't think it'll go to court. They'll settle when they see what we have. And if they don't, then we go to court. And she loses everything, including her reputation. For the first time in months, I felt hope. On Friday morning, Lisa sent our response to Sarah's lawyer. A full divorce filing with all the evidence, bank records, texts, witness statements, medical records, everything laid out clearly. By noon, Sarah's lawyer asked for an urgent meeting. That was quick. I told Tom on the phone. They didn't expect you to fight back. He said, they thought you were too sick, too broke, or too tired. The meeting was set for Monday. I spent the weekend resting, getting ready. On Sunday night, I got a text from another new number. This is cruel. Richard, I made a mistake, but this is mean. My parents can't return the money now. You're trying to ruin me. I stared at the screen. Cruel? I wasn't the one who left a sick spouse and took their savings. I wasn't hiding behind lawyers and parents. For the first time, I texted back. Actions have consequences. Monday morning, I met Tom and Lisa at her office. They told me to stay quiet unless asked a question. Sarah arrived with her father and her lawyer, a tall man with fancy glasses and a frown. She looked good, tanned, rested, like the past few months had been a break while I'd been fighting to live. She wouldn't look at me. Her lawyer spoke first. We've reviewed your filing. While we don't agree with your version of events, my client is willing to negotiate to avoid a lengthy legal process. Lisa leaned forward. Your client abandoned her spouse during a medical crisis, took all their joint savings, and attempted to hide the funds. We have bank records, text messages, and witness statements. We're prepared to take this to court. Sarah's father shifted in his seat. Let's not escalate, he said. What are you proposing? Lisa didn't blink. Return the $38 to Richard, plus legal fees. Sarah waives any claim to the house, the Camaro, or the Coeur d'Alene land. We'll agree to a no-fault divorce. Sarah's lawyer frowned. That's excessive. My client is entitled to. Entitled to what? Lisa cut in. She left Richard the day he was diagnosed with cancer. She took money she knew he'd need for treatment. If this goes to court, she'll lose far more than we're asking. The room went quiet. Sarah's father whispered something to her. She nodded slightly. Her lawyer cleared his throat. We'll need time to discuss. You have until Wednesday, Lisa said. After that, we file with the court. They left without another word. On Tuesday, Sarah's lawyer called Lisa. They agreed to our terms. The $38 would be returned within a week. Sarah gave up any claim to the house, the Camaro, and the land. The divorce would be finalized as no fault. When Tom told me, I felt a weight lift. Not joy, just relief. I could focus on getting better now. The treatments continued. The doctors said I was responding well. Emily kept visiting. Mike and Karen kept checking in. The land sale went through a month later, giving me a cushion for medical bills. I sold the Camaro too, not because I needed the money, but because it reminded me of a life I didn't want to hold on to. Some nights, I still thought about Sarah. Not with anger, just sadness for what we'd lost. But mostly, I thought about the future. About surviving. About starting over. I wasn't there yet, but I was on my way.